Hi friends, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I wanted to share a recipe that is a favorite around here because it is fast, easy, delicious, and a complete meal with our vegetables being the tomato and the basil from the pesto, and chicken is our protein, and then pasta is our carb. So it comes together really quickly, as we shall see right now. So it is a tomato, pesto, pasta, chicken dish. So you will need 2 pans. I have 2 here on the stove already. This one is filled with water and salt, and you need more salt than you think you do. If you taste the water and it's not salty, then you don't have enough salt. So I already put some salt in. I'm gonna turn this on, and then here I have my other pan. You can use any pan. I just wanted to quickly mention this pan. I do not recommend it at all. I mean, it was a good pan for the first 6 to 8 months, and I always wash it by hand, never put it in the dishwasher. But as you can see, it is a bit, the coating has come off a little bit, and things stick to it like crazy. So we're gonna use it because I don't have another pan that's this big, and yeah, so we're still using our pan even though I don't really like it anymore, and I don't recommend it. Do not fall for the marketing. You can just buy any ceramic pan from Winners Home Sense, and they will do the job as well. So don't buy this pan. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do after heating the water, because we want to bring this to a boil, it will take a little bit. Right now, let's see how long it takes us to make this. It is 11:16. So let's see. Okay, we're gonna start with our chicken because we are gonna dice our chicken. Here I have around 600 grams of chicken that I thawed yesterday in the fridge. I don't want all the juices, so I just want the chicken. Okay. And then we're gonna use this plate to add our chicken. So I'm just gonna grab a paper towel to put underneath. Okay. All right, so we're gonna start by dicing our chicken. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chicken breasts. And I want to dice this medium, I would say. I'm hoping to make this a series that will be like pasta dishes that are complete, as in you have all the protein, all the vegetables, everything that you need, like a complete meal, complete pasta meal. And I already have another one planned, which is another favorite around here, which is with bacon. And it is a bacon and corn and bell pepper pasta that we actually discovered through one of those subscriptions. I think it was Chef's Plate or HelloFresh. I don't remember. We've tried both. And it stuck with us. It's a favorite, and we make it pretty often. So if you would like to watch some of these videos, consider subscribing so you don't miss any. And if you do have a favorite pasta dish in your house that has all the vegetables, all the protein, everything in one dish, then do let me know in the comments. I wouldn't consider, if it just had tomatoes, I wouldn't consider it a complete pasta dish, just because it just seems wrong, because then you can have like tomato bolognese, and then you have everything you need, your beef, your pasta, your tomato. So it has to have at least one other vegetable or herb, or like basil from our pesto. Okay, we are gonna season this chicken before we start frying it, and I'm gonna use onion powder, garlic powder, some salt, and chimichurri. If you've seen my last video, you know that I love chimichurri, so we're gonna be using that for sure. Yeah, I've been, I don't know, on a chimichurri thing lately. I just add it to everything. Okay. And actually, we're gonna also add some paprika because I don't know about you, but I don't like when my chicken is all white and lifeless, you know? So we're gonna add some paprika as well for color, not for taste. Okay. All right, so we're gonna turn on the heat on high just to warm the pan. And then we're gonna add some olive oil. A lot of olive oil, actually, because I don't want my chicken to stick. Because, like I said, the coating on this one is not as good as it used to be. And now I'm gonna need a spatula, this one. And once this is hot enough, we'll add our chicken. So now we're gonna get started on dicing these tomatoes just in half. And I need another bowl. Okay, just gonna put them here once they're diced. Can you still see that? Yeah. Okay. And I wanted to talk about the pasta that I'm using and the pesto that I'm using. And because this is a pasta dish with 4 ingredients. Well, I don't count all the ingredients are in the pesto and in the pasta and all the spices, but yeah, pretty much just 4 ingredients. Every ingredient matters a lot. So this is just tomatoes from Costco, and I forgot to wash my tomatoes, so I will wash these. I won't wash the ones that I already have cut, so let me wash this really quickly. All right, tomatoes washed. Let's continue. Like I was saying, it is very important that you buy very high quality ingredients because you can taste everything, because there's not a lot of things in this dish. So I like to use good tomatoes. I just buy this from Costco. When they have organic ones, I buy organic. When they don't, I don't. And also because I'm trying to keep this a pretty like affordable dish compared like to takeout or something like that. And then let's add our chicken and then we'll continue chatting. Okay. All right, I'm gonna turn on the light, throw this out. Okay, so the next ingredient is our pesto. So I have tried so many different types of pestos. I'll put a picture here of all the ones I've tried. And to me, this one, the De Secco pesto alla Genovese with Parmesan is the best one because it uses olive oil as it should and not sunflower oil or palm oil or any other vegetable oil, and it actually uses good cheese. So I'll read you the ingredients really quickly. It is basil, first ingredient, so 37%. Then you have extra virgin olive oil, cashew flour, Parmigiano Reggiano, which is Parmesan, salt, pine nuts, and then you have potato flakes, sugar, and lactic acid, and ascorbic acid. So it is a pretty good store pesto if you don't want to make it yourself. And I used to make my own pesto until I found this one and realized it was not really worth my time and effort, and it can be very expensive if you're using like good quality olive oil and good quality Parmesan. So I like the taste of this one. I like the ingredients. it can be better than the one that I make sometimes. So it is a no-brainer. Let's try doing 2 at once. Okay, I'll be back once I finish cutting all of these. Just kidding. I want to talk to you about this pasta here. It is an organic Italian wheat pasta, and I don't always buy organic pasta. I buy pasta from Costco and from the store when it's on sale. And from the store, I always buy Italian pasta, so I wanted to say that, because in Italy, your wheat cannot be sprayed with glyphosate, and here it can, so I always buy Italian pasta. And this one is organic because I bought it from Costco. It was on sale, so it was a better deal than the non-organic one, so I just bought it. And the other thing that I look for in my pasta is, 1, it's from Italy, and then 2, it is bronze cut. So the pasta goes through a bronze machine and then cut through a bronze cutter, I guess. So what this does is it makes tiny grooves in the pasta so that your sauce really clings to it. So if you look at it, it is not very smooth. I will open it and I'll show you one. But yeah, it is not that smooth, and that's what we want, because then our sauce sticks to it and it's all that more delicious. I will also include the price of this dish in the description. Yeah, so hold on. Here's all our tomato. Let me open this pasta. Our water is still not boiling. Okay, let me show you. I don't think you'll be able to see. Yeah, no, not doing anything. I'll put a picture. Okay, let's check on our chicken. Nice. Okay, we just want the chicken to have a nice color to it, because it will finish cooking with the sauce after the tomatoes have cooked down. But, oh yeah, I wanted to mention about the chicken. So I think I was checking this recipe before to see more or less how much it would be per portion. And I think it was about $3 and some change. And I think big part of it is because chicken, as I've come to realize, is very expensive in my town. I was buying organic chicken and that was $27 a kilo, which would bring this dish to like over $4.50 or $5, or $4.50 just for the chicken if you weren't including any of the other ingredients. But yeah, so I had to bring my chicken costs down. So now I only buy chicken when it's on sale. And I often buy just conventional chicken. Here in Canada, they have some regulations about antibiotics in your chicken, so I'm not sure it's the same in the States. But I also don't think your chicken costs $27 over there. But here at my Costco, it does, and it's insane. So I'll only buy that one when it's on sale. But yeah, so I'm trying to find chicken at around $12 a kilo max. So I'm only buying chicken when it's on sale, actually. So I'll include the cost per portion with the cheapest chicken that I can find. Yeah, because if I were using all organic and all that stuff, it would be a bit crazy. But even, let's say our dish costs $4 a portion, it is still significantly cheaper than buying from a restaurant or takeout, which would be like $20, $22, even $26, honestly. My local restaurant here that sells pasta, they sell pasta for anywhere between $26 and $33 a dish. So if you're paying that much, then you might as well go out. Don't do takeout because, yeah, well, those are just my thoughts, but let me know if you also think like that. Okay, so let's now add the tomato. This is what our chicken is looking like. Very tasty. We're gonna remove it from the heat now and add our tomatoes. Well, while I'm waiting for the chicken to just cook a little bit more and the pasta water to boil so we can add our pasta, I just wanted to say that I'm gonna include some of my favorite pasta brands here, and I hope you try one of them. These are my go-to, and like I said, I also buy from Costco. As long as it's from Italy, it's good. Oh, and I do eat gluten. I know it is a very popular thing to be gluten-free, and people like the high-protein pasta and whatnot. Oh, don't get me started on the high-protein pasta, because this pasta actually has a lot of protein. So if you divide this package into 6, which is exactly what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna do 6 portions total for this meal. You have 11 grams of protein in just that one portion. Isn't that a high protein pasta? Yeah, so they want you to believe that you have to buy high protein pasta that's made with chickpeas and lentils and this and that, which is not very tasty and not very good pasta, honestly. If you're craving pasta, like a spaghetti bolognese or, I don't know, a carbonara, would you really make a carbonara with a pasta that's made out of lentils and chickpeas? Heck no, I wouldn't. So yeah, I just eat regular pasta made with wheat, and I do a lot of cooking with flour, regular flour. I do understand that there are people that are celiac or have gluten sensitivity, but I think a lot of people now just like to be gluten-free because they think it's better for them, but I don't think that's the case. But if you want, I can make a whole video about gluten and whatnot. So let me know if you would like that, because I can talk hours and hours about food if you haven't realized yet. But yeah, let's get back to our chicken. Okay, it is looking great. I'm gonna remove it from the heat, put it on a plate. Don't worry if you have some stuff that's, oh, I lost a piece, but I'll eat that actually. Don't worry about all of this stuff that's left on the pan, because our tomatoes will deglaze our pan. So, okay, now we're gonna add our tomatoes to our pan. There we go. And we're gonna increase the heat again to high, and we're gonna cover our pan. Okay, but let me just give it a quick stir before. Okay. And I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. To draw out the moisture from the tomato. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper. Freshly ground. And then I am going to add a little bit of olive oil. Just because tomatoes have this antioxidant called lycopene, and lycopene is actually, you absorb it more if it's cooked with a fat, so it dissolves into the fat and then you absorb it, and then it works better that way. I know there's a lot of olive oil in our pesto, so I just added a little bit just to help things along while it's cooking. So I'm gonna give it another mix. and then I'm gonna cover it. All right, our pasta water is now boiling, so we're gonna add our pasta. This is very hot, so there you go. All right, and I'm using the same spoon. This is our chicken, and we'll divide this into 6 portions. Okay, so now this is boiling. Let's remove this. Okay, the last thing we'll do is add our pesto to the tomato sauce once the tomatoes have cooked down. I'll show you what that looks like. And we've been here for about 20 minutes, so that's not too bad. And, oh, add a timer. I'm gonna add a timer here for 10 minutes for our pasta. And the other thing I wanted to say, oh yeah, so while the pasta's cooking and our sauce is also cooking, we are gonna just take care of the dishes so we don't have anything left to do. Once it's ready, we can just eat, and I am starving. Let's also check on our tomatoes. Okay, they have released all of their juices, so I am gonna remove the lid so it evaporates a bit and it becomes more concentrated. Let me show you. This is what our tomato is looking like after simmering it for, or boiling I should say, for about 5 minutes. So now we're just gonna let it cook with the lid, without the lid, I mean, so that it reduces even more. Okay, now that there's a minute left for our pasta to be ready, we're gonna add our chicken to our sauce, and we are going to let it cook in the sauce for a little bit. Just a couple of minutes while we strain the pasta, get it back into the pot, add our pesto. Okay, so our pasta has been strained. Now we're gonna return it to our pot. Boop. And we're gonna add this entire jar of pesto. And I have this really nice spatula that lets me get all of it out. Okay, let's turn this off. Here. Oh, let me show. So this is what our pesto pasta is looking like. This is our tomato chicken sauce, and we're gonna add this into this. And I'm gonna grab another spatula. This one. Oh, it's so heavy. I am not that strong with one arm. That's okay. Okay. Now we're gonna mix everything. Combine. Oh, I lost a pasta. Okay. Let me try. Yum. Delicious. Okay, let me show you how it looks. This is what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna portion Let me show you.